Hi Dale, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Walk on.
Not much. I'm here. I'm pretty excited to have this conversation with you. It's really just, as I said, a conversation about your career journey and where you are now. So, without further delay, talk to us a little bit about where you grew up, what your childhood was like, what was Dale before he was Dale now.
Well, Dale was just a troublesome child. I used
Mm-hmm.
to. I grew up with my grandmother. Them both grandmothers. One live in Aberview, one live in a Permucal. Whenever me give trouble, me just go live with the other one, and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa. I went to the greatest institution ever to ever created. I went to Kingston College.
Oh, please. The
Yeah.
greatest.
Not that I'm in a green shirt. I'm only doing this for
Right. It's a
Jamaicans.com.
contradiction for me.
I'm only doing this for Jamaicans.com. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
Um, Started making videos, vines. If
Mm-hmm.
people know me from the vines, we used to post them on Twitter, and people start get like a track. People start watch them, so we continue do it till Vine closed down, and then we go up on Instagram. Been making videos on Instagram, but
Yeah.
all doing this while going to school. I used to go to the University of the West Indies. I did my degree in international relations at UA. About a year into UA, I got the call to shoot Sprinter the movie. I got the role for Sprinter by Storm Salter. The director, he gave me a call one day, tell me to come down to Cinecoms down by Olo Road, and that's where I auditioned, and that's where I got the role. Um, Really, after I finished university, I moved to the States, and I've been living here for the last 4 years. Hmm.
All right. All right. So we're gonna just break it down a little bit.
Yeah, we
So
can
wait,
cut
what
it
is
down now.
Vines? Because the new. Okay.
Vines
So wait,
Vines
Vines.
was a 6 second
Mhm.
Vines was a 6 second app where we created skits. So you have to be funny in a 6 second because you have to grab the people's attention. And Vines is something I used to watch at night time before CXC. It's like the same week after CXC, me used to watch Vine every night. I mean, I say, yo, me can do this now. And then because me did I go through it with my
Aren't you supposed to be
grandmother,
studying for exam?
hey, I have eight of them,
Mm-hmm.
8 of those subjects. I got them. I never failed any of them. So it worked out. It worked out. So I used to just mock my grandmother. Used to just mock my grandmother and all of the video them, all of the things and what she used to tell me for the things that I don't do, and my personality. So that is how I ended up constantly doing skits and stuff. And then it just became fun. It became a part of what I'm doing. I always try to mix that with education. Is always a good balance. I wouldn't advise or tell anybody to just go and be anything that you need an educational background, not necessarily for the qualification, but for the networking and for to learn how to solve problems, learn how to speak properly, learn simple work office etiquette, whether you're going to run a business, whether you're going to be a part of an organization. I think a educational background is always good. And my grandmother make sure say anything that I am doing, I did have to finish that first before I can fully pursue anything.
That is
So
right.
exactly, and education really helped me to to develop myself into a brand to be able to do what I am doing right now in terms of funding, planning my own tour, delegating tasks. So this is I know I see where okay then I have the good personality and I can be a very funny person and I can market myself properly, but education is what really help everything to come together the way that it has been coming.
Beautiful. Dale, in preparing for an interview, I'd have read that while you're at KC, you did tracks, and it's so fitting that
Mhm.
you went and you did Sprinter. And of course, when you're at UE, you did IRs, International Relations and Management Studies. So the key question is, why aren't you a professional athlete, or why don't you have a career in IR? Like, how do we move from that to now actor, comedian? everything under the sun creative, and not what it is that perhaps you went to school and studied or participated in?
That is a good question because, in all honesty, my father used to always tell me, "You do what you love until it pay you." And comedy, all of what I've been doing, comedy has always been some part of it. I was always the class clown. Even on the track team, I always the one that's trying to make fun of people. And track and field was just, to me, one avenue to get free education. And it was good for the time. I'm naturally talented. I like activities. I like sports. So I always was going to be involved in that. And you live in Jamaica, the girls kind of, they love, athletes. Somebody that fit in. And education, as I say, I never had a choice. I never had a choice. I had to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And then school was a good way to come out of my parents'
Right.
house. But one, for acting, Sprinter, I never got the role in Sprinter if I wasn't a comedian. You saw me on Instagram. I was discovered for Sprinter doing comedy. So comedy has always been something that I am doing. No, I am an actor, comedian, but at the end of the day, I still have to find ways to monetize what I'm doing in a good setting. So although me, look at it this way, I am doing comedy. I had a track and field background. I ended up doing a movie where I'm a track and field personality. I grew up I grew up without my mother. I ended up doing a movie where my mother went away. I'm not doing international relations right now, but I am international.
Mm-hmm.
So
Her.
what
That's right.
it works. What Everything comes together in a good way. So
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people a degree makes you trainable, and it's really what you want to do. I really believe that.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily to have something on the side, but when you get to a certain
Mm-hmm.
level, I really believe that it's your 20s when you realize, when you start figuring out things. Okay, I don't like this, I like that. This is what I want to do. You know, are you if you're in your 20s, probably one day you will wake up and say, "Listen to me, I don't want to do journalism anymore. I want to do whatever." So it's good to always keep an open mind and follow your dream
Yes.
and do what you love till it pay you. No, I don't say stay broke till way love pay you. But but you
Right.
have you have to earn, because a lot of people don't know. When I just moved to the
Mm-hmm.
States, I did have to go look at work. I did have to drive Uber. I did have to
Mm-hmm.
find a way to make some sort of money until what I love pay me.
Right.
Because even after I
Mm-hmm.
did the movie and I came to America, for a couple months I had to be driving Uber. I was trying to figure it out. You come in a new place where you don't know nobody. I'm gonna move to
Yeah.
California by myself. So you have to be able to suck it up and just
Mm-hmm.
get get a base, get somewhere to start.
Yeah.
Whatever your work is, you have to make money off of that until now you
Mm-hmm.
can fund your dream. Just don't always
Right.
work, work, work every day and not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
trying to fund your dream. Because the worst thing is, get to a certain age when you look back and you say, yo, I could have done this, that, blah, 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 and
Right.
don't do none. So,
Mm-hmm.
me not really want to live my life like that. A little bit of my 20s may have left. May have like 3
Yes.
years left. I use it
Mm-hmm.
up to
As
figure
you
out
should.
what more I'm doing in my life.
Okay, I love that. So far I'm hearing things really beautifully align. I'm hearing that yes, you're the class clown on the track and field team, but at the same time, we don't have to be bogged down or by whatever we studied at university. We can follow our dreams, or we should follow our dreams. We shouldn't be broke. Be able to work hard to fund your dream. And at the end of the day, perhaps use your 20s, if you're in your 20s like myself, to think and rethink what you should do so that you can have a fulfilled life. So, Dale, I want to know, some of the challenges that you've been through when it comes down to really positioning yourself to be a successful actor, comedian. You're making all these videos. I'm a big fan. I follow you on social media. But perhaps share with us things that people don't know in order to get to where you get when it comes down to the following that you have online.
Um, the challenges what I face is always, well, I like to challenge myself. I like to change my environment. Um, the respect to be there's a common thing in Jamaica where like an Instagram person or a TikTok person, they are sort of like boxed in, and they're not always valued as I think they should be. So one of my biggest challenges is to always push and try to let them know that, hey, we are actually doing big things. Like we can sell merch, we can have a show, we can produce our own sitcoms, we can have our own YouTube channel. We are actively making money off this, and we can. So even people from like Jamaica who are like on TikTok every day, they have the following. Just think about, there are people right now in Jamaica that have more followers than the national stadium can hold. And if you can get that much people to constantly want to see you and speak with you every day, I think you are of some value. And it is hard to do that. And when I was living in Jamaica, that was one of the hardest things to do, to get people to respect and believe that this is a craft, this is a job, and we need to deal with it as such, with some sort of professionalism. But at the end of the day, I had to now learn to be professional, because you have to act the way you want to be treated. So that was a big challenge for me. Another challenge for me was to find a way how to monetize what I am doing. Another challenge for me was, while I was shooting Sprinter, how to, because I was young, I had to learn how to deal with various personalities. I had to learn how to take different instructions that I'm not used to, because if you're somebody that's shooting videos all the time, now there's people with some big cameras telling you exactly what to do, how to say it, when to wake up, when to go to bed. So it's like you're gone to boot camp again. One of my biggest challenges is moving from Jamaica and going to live in California, where I have no family and I'm starting from zero. That was very big, because I remember one time I was driving Uber, and the person who I was carrying looked, and he was like, "Yo, I watch your videos all the time. You have that movie out." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I work, brother. Me have to do what me have to do, forget what me need to be." So all of those challenges, the pandemic, the way how the pandemic hit, pause everything. The pandemic slowed down, basically stopped the world for 2 years. So me always tell somebody, the world don't revolve around you, and you don't have as much time as you think. Yesterday I was at KC, and things can change very fast. Your life can change in 5 seconds. So imagine what it can do in 5 years. So anybody out there will sit down and keep on and think about something where them want to do. Oh, more want to do this, more want to do that. Sometimes it better you just start do it, even if you don't have the money. If you want to do a podcast, if you want to do what you are doing right now, Jamaicans.com, all if you don't have the nicest camera or whatever, just take up your phone and just start it. For the worst, if you can't even see it, you're properly blurry in the background. I'm not talking about you. To me, see like you look the way you look at me, because your camera nice and thing, and you know. But me I talk about like the man in him backyard, or the girl we want to do our YouTube channel with our hair and do makeup. All if the sink wrong or back dirty or whatever, just do what you need to do. Because the growth is what people will notice. Whoever know me, remember me from when me have the green towel on my head to when me end up a Carib. So you have to show your progress, document it, and be confident in a way I do, and just continue. That are my 2 cents.
That is more than 2 cents, but we love it. Thank you so much. So far, we kind of so far, you've been telling us to kind of get out of the ideating stage and just start. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter where you are in life, just start. If you have an idea, just move with it and document your progress. And I think that's just an amazing gem to walk away with. We're
Yeah.
winding down, but I did remember you said something about, person starting a podcast, and I know that you have a podcast. So you want to talk
Yes.
to us a little bit about, what your podcast is, the platform, what it is that you talk about. We're interested in knowing.
So my podcast found on my YouTube channel, Dale Elliott TV. My podcast is about, well, it's not necessarily about one thing. My podcast is focused on showing a different side to me than what is on my Instagram. So my podcast is not only comedy, but I speak about things like managing money, credit, um, conquering anxiety. I talk about moving to the States. I speak about a lot of immigration stuff. I try my best to advertise not only the 30-second, 1 minute deal where you see on the internet. I try to know, teach somebody something. I always try to interview people and keep it a way that is chill and it is educational. So, for instance, I interview lawyers. I've interviewed forex traders. I've interviewed financial services people. I always try to make it different, and I have a lot of one-on-one conversations where I am motivating people. Sometimes I'm even motivating myself. I haven't posted a video in like a month just because I believe in practicing what you preach. So whatever I talk about and that, I am not going to sit and just say it. I am going to get up and let people actively see me doing it. So I am in the stage of a lot of everybody me telling you have a vision board. Write down what you want and work towards it and tick it off of your vision board every year. So me currently up on my vision board right now and me I do what me need for to because me can't a talk about something and then not do it. That not right. So follow my YouTube channel, subscribe to my podcast, watch my journey. Me I do my stand-up comedy. I have ten cities. Me have a 10 city tour. My first show is this Saturday in Coral Springs, South Florida. Me I go leave and me I go Connecticut, me I go Atlanta, me I go New Jersey, me I go Washington DC. Me I do all me I do most of the good states them in terms of where the population of Jamaicans are. Then me I go England, then me I go Canada. And me I save the best for last. Me I save the best for last. Me I come to Jamaica come do it. But you see when me come to Jamaica,
Which part?
where in Jamaica?
Yay.
Me have to do it.
Mhm.
Me have to do it at Jamaica, but I just the capacity what me I gotta do it when me come, me I gotta just have to just frighten people. People are gonna be like, yo, I can't deal this. So that's what me actively I work on right now.
Gosh, Dale, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So, all right, we're hearing that your podcast, serious issues and issues that mean a lot to you. But at the same time, as much as you're talking, you're doing all the things that you're preaching. So, you're putting into effect what it is that you're having, the conversations you're having. And I just want
Yes,
a shameless plug. You say you interview lawyers on your podcast. So I hope that maybe next year, because by that time I'll be caught at the bar, you can interview me.
that
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
That
Interview
is it,
me on your
Mr. Moore.
podcast.
I, I you never just put it in the ear and whoever it gonna happen, it will happen. That's how the world work. You have to speak things into being. Come on.
That is right. so there, I want you to kind of give maybe your couple cents or your call to action, especially for young people, young creatives who want to do what you want to do and are sometimes dissuaded by the fact that, it's not a ER profession, it's not a lawyer, it's not a doctor. And sometimes people have this
Mm-hmm,
sense where because it doesn't seem like a 9 to 5, it's not a viable
mm-hmm.
career path or opportunity. What would you say to them? Can be a comedian, I can be an actor, I can use my influence or brand to advocate on issues that mean so much to me. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that the world, all of those professions that you speak about, none of those people are in the top 20 richest people in the world. That's draped. And this fallacy that some professions are Jamaica really believes that say, the doctor, the lawyer. No, everybody plays an important part. But if you feel like it's entertainment, a lot of people sleeping on trade. A person that is a barber. If tomorrow I am not funny, I have to go piggyback on my degree. No, there's a person that is a barber or a mechanic. You will never be broke. You will never be obsolete. AI can replace me. AI can replace you. Computers can do what we do. Write article, do all of them something that. But at the end of the day, you need a haircut. You need a lineup. Human beings need recreational activities. They will go out. Music will always be made. Movies will always be shot. So at the end of the day, the world is a global community, and it is just some people look on some professions differently, but everybody has a place, and everybody cannot be that one thing. Cause this field is saturated. When me there, the amount of friend me have right now, we are doctor, lawyer, accountant, and me not sure, like me not. Some of them are do well, but me know it's not all of them. So it not as easy. So always piggyback on your talent. No, you must always secure something, but striving to own what you do and having a business is very important. So you cannot just necessarily think about that one thing. Have what you are do in your pocket on the side and focus on that as well. But get the part out of the way first.
Neil, thank you so much. I know that we have a short space of time, so I don't want to press you too much. I just want to say thank you so much for being so candid and being just so open with us. We had a good idea, well, a great idea as to where your journey started from the class clown to the student athlete. So, notwithstanding doing vines in CSEC time, you come out and pass because no dance around here. You're out here doing
No, no
great
problem.
things with your comedy show and actor, comedian, your podcast where you talk about serious issues and at the same time still able to motivate persons and give them like a real life canvas as to say, hey, you can do this too because I'm here doing it as well. So I just want to say thank you so much. I know I really enjoyed this conversation and I know our audience will. I have one last question. So one last question. What's your
Yeah.
hope for the Jamaica creative space? And I use that very broadly, whether it is film, theater, new influencers. What is your dream for, I guess, Jamaica to evolve into being like, I guess, the dynamic space that it can be when it comes onto the
This is
creative industry?
personally it's not a hope, it's where gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Where gonna happen in the next year or two in the Jamaica space is that anything that Jamaican people get introduced to, we are gonna dominate. And that is just facts. So as it relates to film, we are gonna start make way more movies. We are gonna start included in a way more movies. Me myself included. We are gonna start included in the the nowadays generation that is coming up, which is would be the what do you call them? Gen Z? Me a millennial, The Gen Zers nowadays are taking matters into their own hands. People are learning faster and they're
Yeah.
adapting more. It is sometimes not always. It's sometimes for the bad, but sometimes there's a lot of good coming out of it. So it's not necessarily my hope. I expect to see at least the country is going to get to a level where a lot more employment will be created very soon, just from the industry of social media. Social media is going to change a lot of things with the mindset, both negatively and positively, to be very honest. And you're gonna see whole heap of new people a pop up out of nowhere. And you're gonna start see people at Jamaica. We start with phone. I buy some big house up in a cherry garden and them thing there. And watch, just wait. What's that gonna happen?
Or it's gonna happen. Thank you
Tagam.
so much, Dale. And that's where we end our conversation today. Huh? Sorry.
No, 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 man, me never say
I thought you
anything.
said something. I was saying thank you, Dale. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you for having
Cool.
me.
Thank you so much for just being again very open with us. Yeah, it was our pleasure. I wish you, and I think all of the team just wish you all the best with your comedy tour. Please, please, please hurry and come to Jamaica so that I can watch, and I will send all my friends and family abroad to go and support. I wish you all the very best on your journey and really have an amazing day. Thank you so much, Dale.
Thank you so much for having me. Big up.